Alright, today we're going to take a look at Protectobot blades. This is a straight repaint of Alpha Bravo that came out earlier. We'll take a look at him, compare the two figures or color schemes and everything. They do have different head sculpts, but even the head sculpts aren't exactly all that different. So unlike a video I did not too long ago comparing two of the other combiners from the Protectobot and Menasor, Off-Road and First Aid, who are quite different, these two are quite similar. I've done a good job repainting them and making them look different, but there is nothing different really except for head sculpt and the paint. They even have the same weapons and the same colored weapons. So let's take a look at Protectobot blades. Here he is in his Combiner Wars box. You can see he comes with the comic back here like all the rest of them do, which is pretty nice. You have him here and his alt mode. He's a rescue helicopter. And let's get a look and take a gander at this guy. All right. So first of all, he is going to come out here in his regular form. I'm going to bring up, oops, lost a piece. Okay, so I'm going to bring up, let's move this down, get us focused in here. Okay, so here I am going to bring his counterpart who looks the same and pretty much is the same. All right, so as you can see, let's get a little bit closer here. All right, so here is Alpha Bravo. Here is Protectobot blades. Now, if you can see, they are completely the same. We'll get a little closer here. You can see that the shape is the same. Arms, you know, same bunch of missiles, legs. So it really is just a straight repaint. However, they have completely changed the coloring of this. And you know, the plastic is different here, where the plastic is actual red plastic here. Here it's white and painted with orange. You can see the differences. The blades for the helicopter are different colors. This is gray plastic, here is black. And this guy has, I'd say, Blades does have some more writing on him. He's got rescue written here and here. He's got this nice symbol with the Autobot logo in it right here, which is kind of cool. It says Autobot Coastal Rescue. That's some pretty tiny writing, and that's pretty legible too. The only place I see with a little bit of paint bleed is right here. You can see right here a little bit of paint bleed from them painting the inside of this rotor. But otherwise he looks pretty good. You can see that you do have a very different face sculpt. It's kind of the same blockish head look, but it is a different face sculpt. This guy has a mask here on him, whereas he has, you know, an actual face. You can see a nose, mouth, and a chin. All right, so let's take a look and see what he can do. First of all, these are his weapons. He's got this gun. They both have the same gun. Nothing really special about that. And in terms of the foot claw slash blaster, they have the same one of these as well. All right, so you know they can hold the blaster here, you know, and a gun here, and it works well. You know, if I had to pick a color scheme, I think Blades probably looks better, just because Blades is a normal Blades. You know, this is what he normally looks like. They've already come out with, you know, multiple toys of these guys, whereas, you know, Alpha Bravo is kind of a newer character. So, okay, let's take a look and see what he can do. In terms of movement, head, look at that, ball joint all the way back. He is full ball joint rotation. A lot of them can't go back that far. I do think that is a plus on this guy. The coloring in his face is nice. It's kind of this metallic blue and then a dark blue for the eyes. I do like that. I think that looks pretty cool. Shoulders, ball joint, it can go all the way around. You have a swivel right here at the elbow and then a ratchet, which does ratchet. Okay, you have movement at the waist. That's needed for the transformation. You know, realistically, when you look at the waist movement, any guy that has waist movement is really pretty much needed for transformation. If they don't need waist movement for transformation, then they don't get waist movement. That's just kind of the way it goes. You have rotation here at the hip. The leg itself is on a ball joint, so you can go move pretty well. You can stand pretty good on my hand. And then what a little different with this guy is he does have a little bit of foot movement. You can move the tip of his foot down a little bit, you know, and that's because of transformation, but you can move that down, you know, if you want to make him look like he's jumping or something like that. But he does suffer from fat leg syndrome, where the bottom half of his leg is just extremely fat, because it's basically a hollow compartment to hold the rest of his leg when he's in transformation, when he's in his alt mode. So let's go ahead and take a look at this guy in his transformation. Transformation is super easy. I mean, everything just goes right where it should. Two things you need to do beforehand. One, turn the body the other way. Okay. Oops. And this does happen. If you grab the legs down here and turn, it doesn't like it. It's better to grab up here. It happens to me all the time. Okay. And turn the head this way. So we can do the top, and the top is super pathetically easy. Grab the whole piece, just pull it back. It's on a double joint here, and push it down in. There you go. That's it. That's the back half of the airplane. So now let's just move the arms out of the way for right now. And what you're going to do is you're going to pull these apart, and you can see what's going to happen here. This is going to come and move all the way back in. Just make sure it's kind of lined up straight. And then this part of his leg, you can see a little tab right there. Let's see if we can get a little lighter. Yeah, see this little tab right here? It's going to go in right there. So that just kind of locks in. There it goes. All right, and then you can snap this guy shut. So same thing on the other side. Open them up. Rotate the whole piece back. You kind of use your thumb just to push it in there. Bring that in, and then snap it shut. And then you can snap this piece down that has the actual blade on it. And then it's pretty easy. You just rotate these front nose cone pieces till they align, and then push these down, and they tab into each other. So then the last thing you can do is, it's pretty straightforward. The arm just moves straight to the side, and it pins in right here. Make sure it's straight. There you go. Oh, and move the rotor up. Okay. So that is Alpha Bravo in his transform mode. There you go. He has a few joints down here. He has right here and right there. Sorry, not joints, but holes where you can peg. So you can put this guy down here to look kind of like a cannon, and he also will sit well on that. You can put the other gun here off to the side if you want, so it doesn't hinder the blades at all when they're spinning, and it looks pretty good. I mean, for these guys, I always want two guns just because I want it to be symmetrical. That's just kind of the way that it is. I want that, but they didn't give it, so that's what best it is. So when he is in this transformation, when he's in his alt mode, obviously you can spin these. This does not spin back here. It's stationary. It's just molded plastic. You can see actually there's a piece of plastic here. Maybe another one right there that didn't get punched out, so I might have to go back and do that later. Anyway, so that's pretty much it. He can't really do anything else. You know, he's just a helicopter, so you can pretend that he's flying, but that's about it. Alright, so let's take a look and compare him to his alternate guy. And again, I'm just going to run through this really quick here. It's pretty straightforward. Open legs, hide the legs, and then snap it all together, and you can see how fast it's all going. These guys do pop off on both of the characters for me pretty easy, but that's why they're on a ball joint, so they can pop off and not harm anybody or anything. You don't lose your guy to plastic breaking. Okay, and you can see I did that in slightly different order, but these are now the two helicopters. I really do think Alpha Bravo is not as good as Blades. I think Blades has a much better paint sculpt. I really like the red and here, right here. And you know, he's the one he fits well with the Protectobots. So you can see that's the difference between the two of them. Obviously they look identical in terms of the plane, of the helicopter, but the paint sculpt is very different. Now, the one thing we did want to remember is we want to do the head, change the head, and you can see the head just sticks straight out in this guy. There's no way about it. It sticks straight out. All right, so let's take a look now in terms of his combiner forms, and we'll finish it up with that. So this guy's combiner forms are pretty easy. Let's start with the hand first. Now, when you transform him from the alt mode back to the robot, getting this piece to come off is kind of tough because this is where the tab is, and you want to pull here. If you do that, eventually I think you're going to snap this. So what you want to do is get your hands behind here and push. and that will pop it out of this. Because when you're pulling here, you're pulling at the wrong place. See, I'm actually pushing on this right now. I don't know if you can see it in the video, but I'm pushing on it and it's not moving. So pop it here and then bring the whole thing down. And then go ahead and put the blades in. Now his head rotates freely. You know what, we're gonna do the foot first just because we're there. I meant the foot before, not the hand. All right, so gotta move these things out of the way. Then move these up. That's your foot. Easy peasy, simple as that. So let's go ahead and put the foot on. And there you go. This is the foot. Now, one thing that's great about the combiners that they have fixed from previous series is that the hole that these things peg into, it's not from two pieces coming together. The hole is actually molded onto one side of the leg and not the other, which is a really good move because they were really dumb the way they did it before, where they had to come together and you'd put something in here and the two pieces kept splitting apart because of the extra pressure. But this right now, so that's the leg. It looks good. It's an easy transformation. But let's take a look at the arm, and I will put him on to I'll put him on the rest of the Protectobots, and then he will finally be complete, and I will have a complete Defensor. So it's kind of the opposite way we did for the transformation. Pull this up to unpeg it, and then it's the same thing here. This guy is way up here pegged in. It's very hard to get him to pull out if you pull back here anywhere, so it's easier to pull this open and then just kind of push on this tab, and see, that will pop him out. Push on this tab, there you go, and that'll pop him out. It's just, I don't know if it was bad engineering. It's just a little more difficult than what you think it should be. Okay, snap it back together. Okay, again, these pieces all should stay away like it did when it was in the foot. And now he's gonna be the guy's right hand. Put that in. Okay, let's bring Defensor closer. Defensor. There you go. Now we have a completed Defensor, and he is great. Defensor looks awesome. I wasn't sure what I thought before with what's his name? Can't remember his name. Motorcycle guy strapped to the front of him, because if you look to the side, he's pretty bulky, sticks out there pretty good. But he is definitely an improvement on the original Defensor, and he looks fantastic. So later today, I will do a video review of just Defensor himself and how good he looks. So you can see I have him, and then we have Menasor standing angrily behind him. So anyway, that is the last one for Protectobot blades, and I hope you enjoyed the review. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments, or if you have anything you want to say, please like and subscribe to this. I just send out more Transformers videos all the time. All right, thanks a lot.